So we have here the 7th day of the Little League Support Series. The scores update. So yesterday we went down to 6 teams for day 6. It's day 7 today here. And then tomorrow will be day 8 of the League Support Series. It was a bracket championship, so you get double elimination. Every team gets 2 games minimum at the League Support Series. And if you do lose in the bracket play and you're undefeated in the championship game, you do get a second game and a third place game. So that's your second game, but they don't do it to where like the team that's been eliminated once or lost once has to beat the other team twice. They don't do it. They just do a winner take all. You know, they don't even give them like a little tip break. You know, okay, these two play, then these two play, and then it's these two again. They play the first game. You know, they play the third game with a break. No, even they don't even like that. So there's no winner take all. So let's go talk about. So the Central region. North Carolina region was 3-0 heading into the Support Series. They fall to Central region 2-0 from Floyd Subs, Indiana, and North Carolina region is from Pitt County, North Carolina. And the Mid-Atlantic region from Pennsylvania beats the Southwest region team from Tulsa, Oklahoma. For nothing. So, and then in the consolation third place, 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN is the North Carolina region versus Southwest region. And the championship game will be at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC on August 10th. It'll be the Central region against the Mid-Atlantic region. They don't do there's not enough teams. Probably also in Little League Baseball. Because of Little League Baseball, is more popular than Little League Softball. Just because of the fact that, even college softball, which used to be the most popular thing here in the United States. Even when the Olympics were going on, it was almost as popular as the Olympics in the United States for softball fans. I mean, the non-softball fans might watch, or people who watch a lot of softball might, like baseball might tune into it. Softball is kind of one of those universally loved sports that people who love baseball will tune to softball. You don't really see it's just smaller fields. I mean, with certain objects though, it is harder to hit farther than others, so. I'm assuming that's why softball is farther. Closer. Yeah. So, the Mid-Atlantic team is 4-0 now. The Central Region team at 4-1. And the North Carolina team is 3-0. And the Southwest team is 2-2. So the Southwest team has lost twice in the Little League Support Series. They should be eliminated, but they're not, because they made the bracket championship, the Purple Region championship. purple bracket championship. They're playing in the consolation third place. So, and yeah, like Little League baseball. There's a lot more like regionals in Little League baseball than there are in like Little League soccer. In more areas that sponsor like Little League baseball. Probably just because of the fact that Little League baseball has been around for longer. You know? Maybe. I'm assuming because back in the day, college football has been around for a while. But back in the day, like when ESPN, when they just had like ESPN as like a standalone channel. Because back in the day, they just had one channel, ESPN, and then they had like ABC Sports during like the afternoon air stuff, evenings and like afternoons and like nights, and like Saturdays, maybe like Sunday afternoons, like they do now. And even so, even if it's stuff from like ABC, like or now they do like ESPN on ABC. You know, instead of having it like ABC Sports. But, you know, I mean, if all that stuff was shown like hard, like, you might have like, and they had like stuff on tape delay all the time. Because like, nobody had like internet, you know? Well, it's not like nowadays where like you have ESPN Plus and you have every event streaming live, and like there's the internet. The internet is popular, that people can like look up the scores of the games if they really wanted to. And you got like people you can listen like the radio broadcasts now, like other teams' games, even or so you can find like the games that you're looking for. And back in the day, people back in like the 80s, like the 80s, like 70s was ESPN, so it was like the 80s. They just said like ESPN, and like yes, there was such a thing as the internet. It was kind of like a basic internet, or maybe only used for like certain things, like tests or like government purposes or stuff like that. It wasn't like mainstream internet, it wasn't like mainstream or nothing. That's like the 90s, and like the dial-up boom came about. Nobody like back in that's when like college softball. Nobody really watched college softball back in the 70s, 80s. Nobody really did because it was on TV. A lot of these sports were tape delayed. Like you had back in the day, like the 70s or the 80s. Like you had the NBA Finals, like on ESPN, tape delayed, or even ABC Sports. Like ESPN. Let's just say everything was on ESPN. Okay? You know what? They might have the NBA Finals. They had them on tape delay to like like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, kind of that area took over. And the NBA Finals didn't even show live until then. Like, and look how popular NBA is now. NBA is pretty popular now. Like NFL. NFL is like the most popular sport in the United States. Like they were showing live games. They only show like maybe your local team's game. And that's it. That's pretty much all you saw for like the longest time. Until like they implemented like it to where like they show multiple games on Sunday afternoons. Like your local team's game. And then maybe another game on the other channel. On the other one. On the other channel. At the same time, or competing times. Or something like that. And then now they have like Sunday football, Monday football, Thursday football. So they have all of them. Like all this stuff. And like softball. It hasn't been that it's more popular now. But they have, before, it used to be like the Women's College World Series. When ESPN had a deal, has like a deal with like the NCAA to blanket show like their sports. Like it's one big deal, like NCAA baseball tournament, NCAA softball tournament, NCAA men's and women's lacrosse tournaments. And they have like blanket deals for this, that, NCAA hockey tournaments, NCAA gymnastics, NCAA volleyball, soccer, all these tournaments. And like a lot of them aren't even shown on like TV. That was softball. It may be like the old Women's College Series format. They'd probably have like 4 games a day. You play 2 games. You can play 2 games a day. And then like it's called World Series. It's almost essentially like the Division 2, Division 3, how they do it, nowadays. It's almost like essentially like that.